Nearly half the students in the nation's 50 largest cities never ever make it to commencement. The U.S. Department Secretary of Education has deemed this problem dire, even calling the lowest performing schools dropout factories. The startling dropout rate in our country is an epidemic of grand proportion for many who are close to the subject and the statistics. In 6 U.S. major cities, there are dropout rates greater than 50%, and tackling this problem is usually an even more daunting conversation. But for the founders of the What It Takes Foundation, it's all in a day's work. We are here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania today, one of the cities suffering through this dropout epidemic. The What It Takes Symposium is the 5th of its kind in the past 24 months and the brainchild of Anthony Martin, who founded the Urban Youth Racing School, a nonprofit that exposes motorsports to inner-city youth in efforts to increase knowledge and confidence and in turn create more success in high school and less dropout. The symposium today will blend military elite, corporate America, well-known athletes, music industry executives, and more, all in the name of mentorship. The intent is to have high-profile minority males motivate the young men at the symposium by creating a dialogue with them and giving honest, heartfelt accounts of how they prevailed. The men that participated in the What It Takes Symposium are quite passionate about this cause and the approach. We talked to some of them to get their stories. Dwayne Edwards is a footwear design director for the Jordan brand at Nike, a high-profile position, but he grew up in a not-so-great neighborhood in Inglewood, California, and was raised by a single mom. I mean, you mentioned mentors and the importance of them. Who were your mentors growing up?
So I would say the first one would be my mom. Then I had older brothers that were mentors, whether it was directly or indirectly, of being able to see the things and learn from their mistakes, learn from their positive experiences as well.
You know, many would say you've made it. What kind of messaging do you have for that hopeless young kid, you know, that's in the inner city about to make very poor choices?
For me, I don't feel like I've made it because I feel like I still have so much more to do. And until I can have more people that look like me around me and in my industry, I will never feel comfortable enough to feel like I made it.
Command Sergeant Major Herschel L. Turner of the U.S. Army represented the military elite.
When I see a young person that don't believe in themselves and is getting ready to quit school, I always tell them whatever they start, they must finish it. Don't ever give up. And the key thing is to them, I like to go out and put discipline in them young kids and put that hard discipline in them, let them know they have what it takes and to stay motivated in life.
And I said, I'm going to double the revenues I did last year. And if I don't do this, you can open that letter. It's my letter of resignation dated exactly a year from today. And he actually went back to his manager and he came back, he says, you got the deal you're looking for. And the following year, I walked into his office, I had doubled my revenues, and I went in and I handed him another piece of paper and I said, and he said, what's this? I said, it's my letter of resignation dated next year, I'm gonna do it again. And I did it 3 solid years in a row. And I know the story James Brown wanted me to tell about a teacher who told me I would never be anything the rest of my life. But there was no way I was gonna allow that teacher to be right.
Carvin Haggins is a Grammy Award-winning producer who is a well-known force to be reckoned with in the R&B music industry. He has worked with the likes of Jill Scott and Justin Timberlake, but finds mentoring in his hometown of Philadelphia quite necessary and very rewarding. You've had quite the successful career. You're part of this What It Takes mentoring initiative. How do you tell some of the kids, how do you balance out you being in the music industry and having some of these kids that don't have a lot of hope, and maybe that's all they want to do is rap or sing, and that's the only thing that they think that they can do. You're doing that. So how do you balance that out and still give them a good message?
Maintaining integrity, maintaining truth, knowing what it is, what you want to do, and then doing it. Don't be distracted, because what we do in our life, we set up an A plan, a B plan, a C plan, and basically what you're doing is saying, my A plan is not going to work, so I got a B plan. So really, you're not putting everything into your A plan because you got to make sure the B plan is in place.
I didn't actually think I was good enough to play in the NBA. So basketball was kind of like my backup plan. Like, I might be able to play in the NBA. I had a
NBA was your backup plan? That's pretty good, Andre. Go ahead.
James J.B. Brown is a mentor and the What It Takes Symposium moderator. Mr. Brown is a big fan of education and a Harvard grad who has a great passion for this particular call to action. You don't still have to do this, but what is that fire in the belly, about for you and the kids? Could you tell us?
Wow, Kendra, great question, and thank you very much for doing your homework that way too. Actually, I guess I'm envisioning so many kids who were like me when I was a youngster, not knowing what the world of possibilities were, and just being encouraged by others who had attained some success and realizing that I could do the same thing. I'm heartened when I see the impressive array of panelists that they've been able to get. I think this is their 5th one, but the impressive array of panelists that they have who come here to give of their time freely, the many repeat participants, really speaks to the desire and the heart that they have to impart something useful to these kids to try to spark them towards excellence.
The purpose and mission of What It Takes is simplistic but very clear. They say, make it happen in school and you will make it happen in life.